Well, hello and welcome out to Mulcahy Stadium as it's Military Appreciation Night. Just finished the singing of the national anthem, and just a big appreciation to all those who have served in our military and are serving today and will serve, so that we can have an opportunity to be free in this nation. And the first pitch here thrown out, and it's a strike to open up this ball game as one of the soldiers here at the game at Mulcahy Stadium throws out the first pitch. Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks facing off against the Glacier Pilots. My name is Joshua Salem, joined with Wyatt Wewell. We'll give you the standings here for the league so far. It's the Anchorage Bucks who are 8-5, the Matsu Miners 7-5, the Glacier Pilots 5-4, Oilers are 5-7, and the Chinooks 4-8. Chinooks trying to pick up a big win tonight and tie up with the Oilers if they lose, but the Oilers will be playing the Miners here tonight as well. We'll be giving you updates on that scoring. Starting lineup for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, Dylan Gardner playing in his first game coming out of Oklahoma State University. He'll be at second base leading off. Jess Davis batting second. In center field, Hayden Keller, the left fielder, batting third. Ethan English, the designated hitter, in the fourth spot. J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate, batting fifth. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Brandon Cody. Daniel Freeman, the first baseman, in the 7-hole. Joe Brazil, the third baseman, tonight in the 8th spot. And Jack D'Amelio also making his first start as the shortstop, coming in a few days ago. He's also my roommate, so pretty excited for that. As for the first 2 weeks, I was basically just with my host family, by myself with them. But getting a roommate now, and Jack's a great guy. He'll make the start tonight as Gardner gets ready to go. Oklahoma State making a run in the tournament and in the Super Regionals, but we're knocked out. And so now a week later, Dylan Gardner coming up for his first chance to see live. Started out as a starter for Oklahoma State at the beginning of the year, first 5 games, then got hurt. And in the tournament, he made a pinch run opportunity just on the bases, and he'll take strike one on the outside part of the plate from Troy Melton. Melton, a right-hander, coming out of Anaheim, California, in his freshman year at San Diego State University. Chopped back up to the middle, and it'll be picked up by Troy. He'll flip it to first for out number 1. So Dylan Gardner's first at bat is a ground out to the pitcher, brings up the center fielder, Jess Davis. Melton this season, so far, he's got an 0-0 record, making his second start in 3 appearances. Pitched so far 4 innings, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 3 hits given up. Jess Davis has reached in every game this season. He'll have a chopper, 2-hopper to second base. Malcolm comes in, and Tipler will throw it over to first base for the second out. 3 pitches, 2 outs, brings up Hayden Keller, the left fielder. Keller, in his first at bat the other day, had a solo home run out to right field. Picked up his second home run on the season for the Chinooks. Keller, the highest average on the team for the Chinooks at .318. He'll take low for ball 1. 14 hits, most on the team. Jess Davis 1 behind him with 13. Keller, a .318 hitter, and has the most RBIs as well with 10. 2 home runs, 1 double. The 1-0 pitch. He'll take that for strike 1 on the lower third outside corner. Melton looking for his first win and capped foul. That'll be a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Can Hayden Keller break up the perfect inning so far for the Pilots, who coming off of a 6-0 win last night? That win was against the Bucks. And strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down go the Chinooks. We'll give you the starting lineup for the Pilots. When we come back, going into the bottom of the first, coming out, Zach Sundine and the defense for the Chinooks. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, we are back from the bottom of the first. Out the pitch, Zach Sundine. Zach, in his senior year of pitching, out of Aurora, Colorado, playing at MSU Denver. And he's coming in making his third start, 13 innings pitched, most on the team, with 3 walks, 9 hits given up, 2 runs. Both runs were against the Miners in Game 1, where he pitched 2 innings, and he has 18 strikeouts. And Tyler O'Clair, the second most, behind him with 13. Lowest ERA on the team, 139, just below Joey Levitt, a relief pitcher. We saw him 2 days ago against the Bucks. He's got a 2 ERA, but Zach Sundine looking for a good start. He's averaged 8 strikeouts in his last 2 starts. He has been able to get 8 in both of them. 6 innings in his last start against the Peninsula Oilers, picked up the win. And now he will step in, get ready to go on the mound. He'll be facing the left-hander Malcolm Tipler, second baseman, leading things off. Bunt shown, laid down in front. Picked up by J. Paul Fullerton, throw to first, and 1 out in the inning. Dalen Colligdon, center fielder, will be batting second. Batting third, Garrett Spain, the right fielder. Matt Otino, the shortstop, batting fourth. Zach Morgan, the designated hitter, in the 5 spot. Alex Baeza, the first baseman, batting sixth. Zach Siegel, the third baseman, batting seventh. E.J. Andrews in left field, batting eighth. And cleaning up the lineup, Daniel Mendez behind the plate. Zach Sundine picking up the first out on 1 pitch, and the ball missing off the plate for the second pitch of the inning. Chinooks offensively went 3 up, 3 down. That's a single into left field. Dalen Colligdon, the first hit of the ball game for either team. Perfectly placed between short and third. Defensively for the Chinooks, it's Hayden Keller in left field, Jess Davis in center, Brandon Cody in right field. On the infield, Joe Brazil at third base, Jack D'Amelio at shortstop, at second, Dylan Gardner, and Daniel Freeman at first. Behind the plate, making the first out, was J. Paul Fullerton, and a lefty-on-lefty matchup here between Spain and Sundine. First pitch is just inside ball 1. Sundine, very experienced pitcher. Does not allow many walks, always around the strike zone. Pretty good lead over at first base by Dalen Colligdon. Delivery, cap to the first base side. It's going to be a ground ball. It's going to just stay fair. So back-to-back hits as Daniel Freeman lets it roll. Dylan Gardner was covering, but it's going to be a tough play. It was a miss-hit, base hit. And back-to-back hits against Sundine to open up this inning. Brings up the right-hander Matt Otino. Chinooks have been playing well in the double play zone. Can they get one here to end this inning? Strand the 2 base hits. Fastball upstairs and off the plate for ball 1. Third base coach giving signs down the first base side. The 1-0 delivery just off the plate there. 2-0 count here to the right-hander Garrett Spain. Spain, a .250 hitter, has 9 hits in his 36 at-bats, now making his 37th at-bat. 1 triple, 2 doubles, no home runs, 4 RBIs. And that's strike 1 as it tails back inside. 2-1 count, 1 out. 2 hits already in the inning. They're both standing at first and second. Tipler tried to reach via the bunt in his first at-bat, and coming out quickly, J. Paul Fullerton to throw out the second baseman for the Pilots at first base, and then Colligdon and Spain have both singled here. Runner going. It's going to be a throw down to third, and the tag as it's bobbled by Joe Brazil at third base, but he'll pick it up quickly. Runners are on the corners now. Double play still in order, but a stolen base for Dalen Colligdon. Got a great jump. So 90 feet away, the Pilots knocking on the door. J. Paul Fullerton will step out in front of home plate and go through some signs. 3-1 count. Sunline coming set here. And a pickoff attempt to first. Safely standing up is Garrett Spain. Runners on the corners. Chinooks rocking the blue jerseys and gray pants. Delivery. Pops it up down the right field line. It's going to tail up and out of play into the bleachers. Work a full count here. Good job by Sundyne. Can he win it? Maybe pick up his first strikeout. The Pilots, on the other hand, spreading the love for the Military Appreciation Night, wearing the camo jerseys. Gray and blue camo jerseys with white pants and blue socks, stirrups. Pickoff attempt there, thrown to first, and Garrett Spain got a one-way lead over there, meaning that he's not stealing currently. He's got a few steps off the bag, and his first movement's going to be back towards first base. 3-2 pitch as Sundyne comes set. Runners on the corners. And the payoff pitch. And just off the plate, try to work in off speed. It'll be a walk and load the bases. So Zach Morgan, the designated hitter, will be up next. Just the fourth walk issued by Sundyne. Can he get a ground ball double play to win the battle here and get out of the inning unharmed? Morgan, the best hitter on the team, coming in at .333, 8 hits and 24 at-bats. 4 RBIs, 2 home runs, most on the team. Of the 4 home runs, Malcolm Tipler has 1. Zach Morgan has 2, and Otino has 1 himself as well. In the dirt, and it goes all the way to the backstop. So that'll break up the double play on the pass ball. And it'll be a 1-0 count with 1 run in for the Pilots. Chinooks will have to play from behind for a third game in a row. Did play from behind against the Peninsula Oilers in that 6th game down in Kenai, but could not come around to ultimately take the lead. Got down 3-0, and then chopper to the left side. It's going to be thrown to first from Joe Brazil. The throw to third base, and it squeaks away. And they're going to try and bring in a third run, and it will be 3-0 as Jack D'Amelio went over to third, and it just went in and out of his glove. So that'll be an error. It was low and away. It might be on Daniel Freeman on the throw, trying to get the out at third base, and a tough break. The Chinooks down 3-0 here in the first. 2 earned runs, 1 unearned run in the inning. Brings up the left-hander Alex Baeza. On Morgan's ground out. 1-0 count and 1-1 now as the strike falls in on the inner half. Baeza 94 average. He has 3 hits this season, and he'll take strike 2 on the corner. Baeza coming out of South Jordan, Utah, a redshirt freshman at the University of Hawaii, Manoa. And he'll swing at it in the dirt. Good block by Fullerton. The inning ends, but 3 runs given up on 2 hits, a walk, and an error against the Chinooks. They'll try and get things back and try and shorten the lead with Ethan English, J. Paul Fullerton, and Brandon Cody coming up to face off against Troy Melton. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Ethan English, the designated hitter, to lead off here. As Ethan having a pretty good last few games. Hit a hard single here on Monday. And he'll take ball one low from Troy Melton. Ethan English just committing to John A. Logan College. It will be a sophomore, and that foul tipped into the catcher, Daniel Mendez, wearing one off the shoulder. Needs a moment. Tie the count up at 1-1. English got his first home run of the season on a 2-2 fastball on the outside part of the plate. He just pulled it out of left field down in Kenai. Now here at Mulcahy Stadium, can he pick up a base hit? Whoa, watch your lips, up and in. As English will slide out of the way of it. Got hit twice down in Kenai against the Oilers in back-to-back games and had 3 doubles in his first 2 games as well. And the changeup falls in. 2-2 count, no outs in the inning. Chinooks went 3 up, 3 down in the first, and now they trail by 3-0. The 2-2 payoff pitch. He'll swing on it. It'll get away from the catcher Mendez. He sets his feet. The throw to first pulls him off, but a good job by Asa to get back on the bag. So second strikeout issued in a row from Troy Melton. Well, his off-speed's doing a great job. You've got to hit the fastball, and most of the Chinooks have been late on it. Brings up J. Paul Fullerton, big left-handed catcher for the Chinooks in his senior year at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Smashes one to right center field, timed it up. It's going to fall in for extra bases. And J. Paul Fullerton hustling over to second. Throw is to third, and that's going to be a one-out double for Fullerton as he was sitting on the pitch all the way. We saw him do that the other night with in the 8-7 ball game. Excuse me, the 3-2 ball game. He hit a double to right field down in Kenai in the final game against the Oilers, and Jake Collins came up, hit a ground out on the third base line, just missing it foul, and would have brought him in to tie the game. Now Brandon Cody up next had the big day, as that's the first base hit for the Chinooks tonight. First pitch draws a swing up and in on the fastball from Melton. Brandon Cody, a double and a home run, his first home run of the season against the Bucks on Monday. The 0-1 pitch, missing low, 1-1 count. Brandon Cody has just seen his average continue to climb in these last few games. He's got 3 doubles this season, 1 triple, 1 home run, and 11 hits on the team, tied with Ethan English. Missing low, 2-1 count. Can Cody pick up a second home run here at Mulcahy Stadium in straight games? Wind blowing out to right field slightly. Slightly to left field. The other night it was pouring out to right field. Chop to the third base side foul. John Groth a couple steps backward will make the grab. Third base coach and head coach for the Chinooks. At first base, Sam Potter. Cody going to have to battle here. 2-2 count against him. Cody, most strikeouts on the team, tied with English and Fullerton with 16. Check swing, and he did not go around. They'll appeal to first base and say he did not, as the umpire is down at second. Full count, 1 out. Cody looking for back-to-back base hits with J. Paul Fullerton, who doubled to right center in his last, with 1 out here in the inning. First at bats. And Cody just looking for a base hit. Can he trade places with Fullerton? The 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 gets him swinging on the inside fastball to bring up Daniel Freeman. Third strikeout in 2 innings of work for the right-hander Troy Melton. the Columbia Community College, Columbia State Community College 6'5", 212 junior out of Smyrna, Tennessee. Daniel Freeman steps in the right-hander's batter's box, and he's way out in front on the first pitch curveball. It was sitting fastball there, but just swings straight through the curveball. Freeman, a 296 hitter on the team, third highest average. And missing low. Tried to work a second curveball in just a little higher. That's an 0-1 count. Freeman did not play back on Monday against the Bucks, but he's making the start here. Ground ball off the end of the bat. Shortstop will field it. The throw to first is right on the money, and it'll be the third out. Chinooks will strand the one-out double by Fullerton, and we're going to the bottom of the second inning as Sundine and the defense comes back out. 3-0 lead for the Glacier Pilots. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Sundine will face Zach Siegel, the third baseman, and take strike one on the corner. J. Paul Fullerton got a double to right center in the top half of the inning, but could not come in with one out. A rollover, ground out, and a strikeout for the next two outs, so the Chinooks still trailing 3-0. Needing to put up a 0 here against the Glacier Pilots. Zach Sundine working through the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Smash down the left field line, extra bases. Hayden Keller will go over into the corner to pick it up. And the Glacier Pilots have the leadoff guy on board with the with back-to-back innings. Getting a double here, and the single with one out was in the first from Dalen Colligdon. That's the third hit in the ball game for the Pilots. E.J. Andrews, the left fielder, up next. Pilots doing a great job with their approach, just trying to hit the fastball to the left side of the field, and have been right on it. That's strike one, top of the zone off the corner. E.J. Andrews, the left fielder, stepping in. Andrews' third highest average, 261 hitter, has 6 hits this season, 1 double, 2 runs scored. In 23 at-bats, 5 walks. Struck out 7 times. The delivery works in a slider on the outside corner, and it cuts back in for the 0-2 count. Big pitch coming for Zach Sundine. Just missing low and away. One-two count, no outs. Big pitch, Sundine, and fouled back. Good swing to spoil it by E.J. Andrews. 3 runs in the first inning off of 2 hits, 1 error, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. And here in this inning, a leadoff double from Siegel brings up E.J. Andrews. He's got a 1-2 count against him here. Sundyne looking for a second strikeout. Big lead out at second. Sundyne looks at him until he takes a step back, and it's a 2-2 count. 2-2 count, no outs. Throw is a little wide of the base, and Gardner went for the daylight pick. Delivery, strike 3 will get E.J. Andrews swinging on the outside fastball, and the second strikeout for the Chinooks tonight. Brings up the 9-hole catcher, Daniel Mendez, and Mendez 214, middle of the pack hitter. 14 at bats, 1 double, 3 hits. Scored 2 runs as well, 3 walks, all working to his advantage. Tied for the second most hit by pitches on the team with 2, tied with 3 other guys. The delivery home, first pitch, popped up to center field. Jess Davis will get under it. Runner's going to tag, and it's going to be slipping. The throw into third on the relay, and that'll be the second out on Daniel Mendez pop out. Brings up Malcolm Tipler, the second baseman. Ball just continued to carry back further and further, and at first E.J. Andrews was thinking he wasn't going to tag, and then a great job going back. Stumbled a few steps straight off of second base and still continued to third base, was committed, and made it there safely. A fourth and potential run here in the inning. The first of this inning is 90 feet away. Malcolm Tipler, he laid down a bunt in his first at bat, and a good play by Fullerton got him out by 2 steps at first. Tipler, 222 hitter, now making his 29th at bat. And he'll just take off the plate, just missing a 2-0 count. Chinooks trail by 3. It's 3-0, trying to end this one in the second inning, needing 1 more out. Ground ball first base side, pulled foul. Tipler put a good swing on it, but just missed it. Second baseman coming out of Jackson, Tennessee in his junior year at Austin Peay State University. 2-1 pitch. Poke to the third base side. A diving stop by Joe Brazil on the full extension, making the out, and will rob Malcolm Tipler of an RBI base hit, which would have likely been a double down that third base line with the speed of Malcolm Tipler, but a great catch by Joe Brazil. Gets the third out and strands the leadoff double of Zach Siegel. When we come back, it's the top of the third. 2 innings have finished. It'll be 8-9-1, Joe Brazil, Jack D'Amelio, and Dylan Gardner coming back around for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Joe Brazil picked up the final out on a diving stop at third base. He's trying to reach here and pick up the second hit for the Chinooks. They're down 3-0. Can he begin things? First pitch, chop to the third base side. A tough play. Good stab by the third baseman, making the stop. One pitch, one out on the ground ball to Siegel at third. So the first out of the third inning, and the Chinooks third straight inning on a ground out for the first out. Ethan English struck out actually in the second for the first out, but Chinooks have grounded out every time today apart from their strikeouts for the outs. Have not flown out just yet. Jack D'Amelio, first at bat here. He'll take ball one just low. Coming out of Pomona College and the Bay Area in California. And strike one paints the inner half of the plate. D'Amelio, I've gotten to spend a good amount of time with him the last 2 days. Went down and hung out in Kenai. He's my roommate for the summer and a great guy. Getting to know him this summer. I'm from Texas, and so the California-Texas vibe is there as that's scooped up behind the plate from Mendez. 2-1 count advantage to D'Amelio. Give a shout out to his parents tuning in tonight, and his girlfriend Caroline, if she's tuned in. 2-1 pitch, and a big swing fouled back. D'Amelio will fight with a 2-2 count here as the shortstop for the Chinooks. On deck, Dylan Garner, the second baseman, both playing in their first game today since coming down in the last 2 days. Last 3 days now, I guess. 2-2 pitch, one out. Ground ball, broken back, I believe, to the pitcher as it's fielded by Melton and D'Amelio down on the ground out for the second out. Brings up Dylan Garner, who grounded out to the pitcher in his first at bat. Oklahoma State's second baseman will come up next, and got to get my go pokes in. I've played with many of few of the Oklahoma State pokes, no longer playing there now, but out of high school went and played there. Ball one way off the plate. And Melton's done well. He looks good. He's already got 3 strikeouts in his 2 2/3 innings, only giving up 1 hit, the double to J. Paul Fullerton last inning. Can Gardner pick up a big base hit for himself here? Smashes one to center. It's off the end of the bat, though, and it'll carry up into the glove of the center fielder, Dalen Colligdon, for the third out. 3 up, 3 down for a second inning. Go the Chinooks. It'll be the 2-3-4 for the top of the fourth, but when we come back, we're going into the bottom of the third inning. It's 2-3-4 for the Pilots, Dalen Colligdon, Garrett Spain, and Matt Otino. When we come back, you're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, we are going into the bottom of the third inning, 3-0. Chinooks gave up 3 runs in the first, and the Glacier Pilots will send their offense back out. Dalen Colligdon, The center fielder, up to lead things off, had a single to the left field in his first at bat, scored a run, and had a stolen base. The Chinooks will be partnering again with the Chugiak River Library on Wednesday, June 26th, from noon to 1:30 p.m. Put on the annual Books with Chinooks event, and you can bring your kids out to that. As the first pitch is a strike on the corner, but Books with Chinooks, some of the players will be reading and able to answer some questions and sign autographs. That's June 26th from noon to 1:30 p.m. Big swing and a miss as it's blocked up in the behind the plate by J. Paul Fullerton. 2 strikes and no outs here. Sundine settling in. Big 0-2 pitch. Strike 3, 3 straight pitches, and he'll pick up his third strikeout in 3 innings. He's averaging 1 per inning. A left-handed Chinook out of MSU Denver. Lefty-on-lefty matchup with Garrett Spain, who singled in his first at bat on the infield, just pulled one to first base, was hit so slowly that it just stayed fair by a few inches. First pitch, strike 1 on the corner. Poked it up in foul territory, going over the shortstop Jack Emilio. It's going to be a tough play as 2 guys will slide in, Joe Brazil as well as the left fielder Hayden Keller, and it just gets out, bounces off the bleachers down the third base side. Quite a few fans coming and making their support for the Glacier Pilots. Both the Pilots and the Anchorage Bucks play here at Mulcahy Stadium. Oh, 2 pitch. Good block by Fullerton. It's off of the plate. 1-2 count, 1 out. 3 hits for the Glacier Pilots, 1 for the Chinooks. And the 1-2 pitch here. Just off the plate. Good spot by Sundine. Trying to pick up back-to-back strikeouts here to open up the 3rd inning. Garrett Spain singled again in his first. And the freshman at Austin Peay State as well. Strike 3, good pitch. As it's a slider in the front door for strike 3 and the second out of the inning. First guy caught looking, 4th strikeout for the Chinook. Right-hander will step up. Matt Otino, he walked in his first at bat. Sundine cruising here. Ground ball to second base. Fielded by Gardner. Sets his feet, throw to first. 3 up, 3 down go the Glacier Pilots, and the offense coming back out. 2-3-4, Jess Davis, Hayden Keller, and Ethan English. When we come back, Chinooks look to add and try and come back down 3-0 in this ball game. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, UAB's Blazer and center fielder Jess Davis will step in for a second at bat. He grounded out to second base on his first pitch back in the first inning, and Chinooks only have one hit so far. Troy Melton on the mound, and he's been great. Has 3 strikeouts, only 1 hit given up, no runs, and no walks. Smash, 2-hopper to the shortstop. Good field, and he'll throw it right to Baeza on the first pitch here. Jess Davis hitting it hard, but directly at the shortstop. Otino makes the play. Out number 1 in the 4th. Good swing from Jess Davis, but he's out here. Mason Corbett not playing today. He slightly injured himself, and he's on a day-to-day basis, so hopefully he'll be okay. Inside, ball 1 to Hayden Keller, who went down swinging in the first. Keller, again, the highest average on the team entering into the game, 318 average, 44 at-bats, and 14 hits. Can he pick up a 15th here? Scooped up, and it'll ricochet off the glove and the turf for a 2-0 count, 1 out. Keller will wait for this next pitch. He tomahawked one out of here in the first inning of last game against the Bucks in the lefty-on-lefty matchup. Can he pull one out here and pick up a 3rd home run? In the dirt and way inside as the pitcher Melton kind of throws across his body there. 3-0 count, 1 out. Keller trying to be a base runner here. No walks for Melton so far, but in jeopardy of giving up 1 here on 4 pitches. Melton comes set, and the deep breath delivery. Strike 1 down the middle. Head coach for the Glacier Pilots is Jeff Pritchard. Chinooks head coach John Grove. 3-1 pitch. Poke down the left field line, foul. Keller has power to all sides of the field and is typically a tough out. He's got, for how much he plays and most at bats, he's got the lowest amount of strikeouts at 6 of any of the main day-to-day players. And that's going to be ball 4. Inside, first walk issued by Melton, and now Ethan English comes up next, struck out in his first at bat. Well, this has been a good combo when Hayden Keller walks and reaches. In any case, Ethan English behind him has typically done well in producing to get him in. J. Paul Fullerton would be up next. Already has a double that he hit to right center field and only holds the one hit for the Chinooks today. Inside, ball 1. Melton came back in the at-bat with Hayden Keller. 3-0 count, worked it full, but then missed with the fastball inside. Off the plate, strike 1. Few balls off the plate, but located well by Melton. Kind of brought back in by Mendez for strike 1 to Ethan English. A 1-1 count, 1 out. Big opening between first and second. Baeza holding Keller at first. And capped foul. That'll be a 1-2 count. Long swing from English. Needs to choke up here with 2 strikes against him. Chased a curveball in the dirt. The designator here for the Chinooks in the second inning. Keller a few steps off first base. Melton picks up, and he'll pick up another strikeout on the slider against Ethan English, who goes down swinging again. 2 outs in the inning. Runner at first base. Hayden Keller. J. Paul Fullerton trying to pick up an extra base hit. Could he get hold of one and drop it out of right field? Make it a 3-2 ball game. Same situation that we saw Ethan English hit one out against the Peninsula Oilers in the 3-2 loss for the Chinooks. Inside, back pick. Safely sliding in is Hayden Keller. Good throw from Mendez. He's got a great arm behind the plate. Does not allow a lot of runners against him. 1-0 count to Fullerton. Mendez setting up inside and taken for strike 1. Fullerton will shake his head. Thought it missed a little low. Wind slightly blowing out the left field. Keller has not made a move towards second base just yet. High leg kick. Smash, pop up in the air, tailing away to left center. Left fielder is on it, but called off by the center fielder. Third and final out as it's made by Dalen Caligden. Chinooks will not get a run in the inning. Strand one as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-0, Chinooks trailing the Pilots. Well, we are back. Sunline steps up, and it's Military Appreciation Night here at Mulcahy Stadium. The Chinooks will have their annual Military Appreciation Night on Thursday, June 27th, and pregame music is provided starting at 6:20 p.m. by the Ninth Army Band, and then a ceremony after that at 6:45 honoring those who have served in the military. Ground ball to third base, fielded by Joe Brazil. The throw to first, and one out on one pitch here to Zach Morgan, the designated hitter, as he grounds out. Good play by the Chinooks. He's grounded out twice now to third base. Alex Baeza, the first baseman, up next, struck out swinging. First strikeout for Sundine, and now he's up to 4. He'll take ball one just low. Again, appreciation night for our military at Lee Jordan Field for the Chinooks, hosting next Thursday. Just missing off the plate, a 2-0 count here to the left-hander, Baeza. First time these two teams faced off, it was a 14-inning game. The Pilots took it 3-1 in that 13th inning, in the top of the 14th inning, and a 3-0 count here to Baeza as that pitch misses low. No action in the bullpen for the Chinooks. None for the Glacier Pilots either. Ground ball to the right side on the 3-0 count, and Baeza will help out Sundine on the ground out. Zach Siegel up next, had the double pulled down the third base line in his first at bat to open up the second inning, but he ended up getting stranded. Siegel, his first hit of the season was back in the second inning on that double. 2-0 count. Siegel had only played in 2 games up to that point with 5 at-bats, 2 walks, 1 run scored, and no hits. Pops it up and out of play, 2-1. Poke foul again, 2-2 count. Sundine looking for the third and final out here. If he can get it, he will have retired 9 straight. Sundine, deep breath. The delivery. Up and in, and just missing high for a 3-2 count. Located well, but just a little too high. Home plate umpire says no, and it was a good call, missing right above the chest. Time granted to the right-hander Siegel. Steps out. Siegel coming out of La Jolla, California. redshirt freshman at Stanford University. Full count pitch. Hit hard to center. Jess Davis right on it. And 3 up, 3 down go the Glacier Pilots. 2 groundouts and a flyout. E.J. Andrews will lead off the bottom of the 5th. But right now, Brandon Cody and the Chinooks will send their offense back out for the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Brandon Cody to lead off, and Cody struck out swinging on a 2-2 count back in the second for the second out, and the Chinooks only have 1 hit in the ball game. J. Paul Fullerton's double back in that inning. Cody looking to plate one here and try and get into this ball game and get the Chinooks going offensively. Strike one is on the inner third to Cody, and he'll take the same pitch for strike two. Cody gonna have to be tough with 2 strikes against him. The junior at Biola. Mendez sets up outside. Swing and a miss as it'll be the second strikeout. The throw down to first, nice and easy. And the second time, Brandon Cody goes down swinging. We had a feeling that one of 2 things was going to happen there. He's either going to throw an off-speed pitch in the dirt, try and get Brandon Cody to chase, and he bites there, or he was going to try and throw a fastball upstairs. Now Daniel Freeman comes up next. That is the 5th strikeout thrown by Troy Melton here through 5 innings. Ground ball at the end of the bat, just underneath the glove of the third baseman. The throw to first, and safely running, he's out. Daniel Freeman just caught out on a good throw over by the shortstop, Matt Otino. And so that'll be the second out, and the Chinooks robbed of a base hit. Joe Brazil up next. Third baseman grounded out to third for the first out in the 3rd inning. Great play by the shortstop. And Freeman is grounded out to short in the same spot, both at bats now. Inside to Brazil, scoots back, ball 1. Melton has had a few of those get away from him on the right-hander to the right-handers, but he's not hit a batter yet. 1-0 pitch to Brazil. He'll take it, and it misses low. Made a check swing at it. Great throw over right on the money by the shortstop Otino, just to get Freeman by a step. Kind of stumbled a little bit coming out of the box, and ultimately that cost him. Smashed on the third base line, and Coach Groth will move out of the way of it, put a smile on his face as he points foul. And Patty McCormick will come out of the dugout to go retrieve it. 2-1 pitch to Joe Brazil. Good take, low and away. One walk already for Troy Melton, but it was just an inning ago. Has only given up one hit as well. Been pretty solid in his almost 5 innings on the mound. They'll go inside here to Brazil, and it misses. Excuse me, it hits for strike two. Home plate umpire calling maybe 3 balls inside here, right on the line of the right-hander's batter's box. Full count pitch. And it's ball 4, low and away. So Brazil will walk, and Jack D'Amelio comes up next. Second walk issued by Melton. And a right-hander warming up the bullpen for the Pilots. That is Cody Kerfman, junior out of Northern State University. Kerfman pitched against the Chinooks the first time they played him, and he's actually out of Chugiak, Alaska. D'Amelio looking for a base hit here. Big opening between first and second. Takes strike one on the inner third. Melton's been pretty consistent with that inside pitch. He knows the home plate umpire is going to give him some room on the inside, and been very lenient tonight, especially against Joe Brazil in the last at bat. Big swing, and that'll be 0-2 as D'Amelio swings over it. Mendez thought about the back pick. Brazil going back in safely. No throw. 0-2 pitch. D'Amelio trying to fight off here. Maybe poke someone to the right side, get a runner in scoring position for the Chinooks. Top of the order would come back around with Garner. Runner going. Smash to left center field. It will hang up a little too long. The left fielder will make the catch. Good swing by D'Amelio, but the out made by Andrews. So Chinooks will strand one runner as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still a 3-0 lead for the Glacier Pilots. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Good. Got a score update for you. The Oilers trailing the Miners in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 2-0. Miners ahead over the Oilers again, and Chinooks want to pull out a win here and have the Oilers lose. I know it's early on in the season, but back at this game, it's a 3-0 ball game. Chinooks trailing the Glacier Pilots, and the first pitch missing the top of the zone to E.J. Andrews. Entering into the bottom of the 5th inning, Sundyne still out on the mound. Been solid since the bottom of the first. Pops it up to right center. Jess Davis going over. And he'll make the call off Brandon Cody. And so 2 pitches, 1 out. Andrews 0 for 2 today. Brings up Mendez, who also flew out to center field for the second out back in the 2nd inning. Catcher Mendez, a phenomenal arm in his freshman year at St. Mary's in California. 5'11", 180 freshman out of Chino Hills, California. Big swing and a miss on the fastball that is blown by him on the outside part of the plate. Got some baseball going on in behind center field at one of the other fields. Fastball misses away, a little arm side run from Sundine, the MSU Denver senior out of Aurora, Colorado. And that's fouled directly back. Tried to go inside, a little late swing from Mendez, and with 1 out in the inning. Chinooks just haven't been able offensively to get things going. They've got 4 innings to try and come from behind, tie the ball game up at least. And that's a perfect pitch. Slider cuts back in. We've seen it for strike 3 a few times today, and that's the 5th strikeout for Sundine, the 2nd out in the inning. Malcolm Tipler, the leadoff, will come up next here in the 5th with 2 outs. Tried to bunt his way on in the 1st and was out on a great play from Fullerton behind the plate, and then lined out to third base for the 3rd out in the 2nd. First pitch here, slider missing outside. For most lefties, that crosses the plate. Ground ball to second, hit hard, but fielded by Gardner, right on it. And he's perfect defensively today. 3rd and final out on the ground out, so Tipler is 0 for 3. And when we come back, it's the top of the order, Gardner, Davis, and Keller coming back around for a 3rd time. 3-0, Chinooks trying to come back here at Mulcahy Stadium. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Three to zero as we enter into the 6th inning. 4 innings left for the Chinooks. It's Dylan Gardner, the second baseman out of Oklahoma State. Cowboy trying to get it done here. Lead off with a base hit. He'll take ball 1 at the top of the zone off the plate, and a 3-0 ball game. The Chinooks couldn't score off Troy Melton, who pitched 5 innings. Ground ball hit hard. 2-hopper to the shortstop, fields it, throw to first, and the easy out made as Matt Otino is just a vacuum at shortstop. Garner down for the 3rd time today. Hit it hard, but it'll bring up Jess Davis, who's 0 for 2 as well. He's looking to reach and keep his streak alive for reaching in every game so far this season he's played in. Wind up from Cody Kerfman, strike down the middle. Melton only allowed 1 hit, had 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. No runs given up. Ground ball up the middle. Will it squeak through? It's off of the glove of Malcolm Tipler. That'll be the second base hit, and Jess Davis will reach. On the infield single, good attempt by Malcolm Tipler, laid out, but went right off his glove. And it's going to be tough to get the speedy Jess Davis. Hayden Keller up next. Can the Chinooks put some runs together here and try and slowly climb their way back in the ballgame? Kerfman, 643 earned run average against him, making his 4th appearance. And in the dirt, scooped up by Mendez. 7 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 runs, and an 0-1 record. 1 double and 1 triple given up. 4 walks as base to get Jess Davis. A little bit more to the left side of the glove past Baeza, and you would have a base hit for Hayden Keller, as Davis will have to retreat back to the dugout. Brings up Ethan English, struck out twice today. He'd like to get all of one and put it out of left field. Keller at first, walked in his last at bat, and ball 1 off the plate. Kerfman started against the Chinooks, went for 4 innings in the 3-1 victory. Inside, ball 2, He only gave up 1 run on 3 hits in that outing, 2 walks against him as well, 2 strikeouts, faced 17 batters. Had a perfect earned run average before facing the Bucks and gave up 4 runs on 4 hits. Foul tipped, and that'll work a 2-1 count. Pitch was low. English chasing. I don't know if it's the arm angle of the pitchers tonight, but English has liked to swing at the low pitch tonight. The 2-1 pitch awaiting. Throw down is going to bounce into center field, and Hayden Keller will stay at second with the stolen base. Bounced in front of Malcolm Tipler to the right of the bag. Mendez a great arm. This one off target. That'll put a runner in scoring position, and ball 3. Correction, that was called for strike 2. Catcher stood up, but that'll be 2s across the board. I'm not sure how that's a strike, but nonetheless, English has to battle with 2 strikes against him. And he'll strike out a 3rd time. So Chinooks will strand 1, and it's 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. For the Glacier Pilots, it's 2-3-4 when we come back. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, we are back. It's the bottom of the sixth, 3-0, the ball game. Chinooks trailing and have not been able to get a run across. Zach Sundine, first pitch is off the end of the bat, up the middle, and Jack D'Amelio will not reach it. It's picked up by Jess Davis in center. He'll get it in. So miss hit, base hit for Colligdon. He's got 2 singles today. Brings up Garrett Spain, a single and a strikeout on the day. He might bunt here as the left-hander steps in. If you haven't hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, please do so now for all the listeners, and then hit the bell icon. Get notified when the Chinooks go live. Ball in the dirt. Good job by J. Paul Fullerton to scoop it up. Chinooks trying to come from behind here. They just haven't been able offensively to get things going. Thank you to whoever just subscribed to the channel. 1-0 count, no outs. Big lead over at first. Sundine, he picks up the delivery home, and it's a slider for strike one. Colligdon faked as if he was going to take off for second base, but instead he does not. And the first time these two teams matched up, on inside at 2-1 count. Leadoff single by Colligdon up the middle on the miss hit, base hit. 4 hits for the Pilots and 2 for the Chinooks. Pickoff attempt here. Freeman not laying down a tag, sliding in safely Colligdon. Colligdon with his 2 hits. He is still at 267 entering in. He'll see that rise at the batting average. Time granted to the left-hander Spain. A 2-1 count, no outs. I throw that slider. Try and work it inside, and you might even see Colligdon try and take off here. He had a stolen base earlier. Delivery home. Poked into left field, tailing away from Hayden Keller. He's got a long way to go, but he'll make the grab, a step in fair territory, and get it in. That's the first out in the inning, brings up Matt Otino. Otino, a walk in the first, a ground out 2-hopper for out number 2 back in the fourth to the second baseman, Dylan Garner. Can the Chinooks turn a double play here and try and get some momentum going into the final 3 innings offensively? Sundine coming set. His delivery here, slide step, and good job by Fullerton behind the plate. Scoops it up perfectly. Little movement in the bullpen for the Chinooks, but no one warming. The pickoff to first, safe. 1-0 count, awaiting to Otino. Third base coach giving signs. Big lead now by Colligdon. We might see him take off for second. Already has a stolen base here. J. Paul Fullerton calls time, wants to go out and work with Sundine now. A nod was just given by the third base coach. I don't know if that means, hey, please run here or not, but one would take more signs here from the third base coach, as he does give a few more. Stepping out was Otino and checking. See if a pitch out is thrown here, if that was what Fullerton wanted. And a pickoff instead. 1-0 count, 1 out. Runner does not go. He ends up staying put. 2-0 count. Took a couple hard steps and retreated back to first after the ball was caught by J. Paul Fullerton. When a left-hander slide steps, you usually hold up. Runner goes there. The throw down to second base. The tag laid down, and he's safe sliding in. Second stolen base for Colligdon on the night. Just got a hand in there. Good throw, good catch and tag. Scooped up by Dylan Gardner in a 3-0 count. Ball is off the plate. That is the 7th and 8th stolen bases this season. Poked foul, 3-0 pitch. Colligdon has only been caught once and has 8 for 9 currently. 3-1 pitch to Otino. Pokes it up the middle. That could bring in a run. Jess Davis will pick it up, and he's going to throw it in, and it'll be cut off on the RBI single to lengthen the game to 4-0. So Colligdon will score for a second time, and that's how big that stolen base is to put himself in scoring position. Just slapped into center field over the head of Dylan Gardner, and now the Chinooks trail by 4 runs. Just the 5th hit given up. Right-hander steps in. Zach Morgan grounded out to third base in his 2 at-bats so far. Delivery home. Poke foul up and out of play. Late swing from Morgan. Morgan coming out of Stockton, California in his freshman year at Fresno State. The players out of Fresno State, there are 3 on the team for the Pilots, and not a single pitcher for the Pilots, but there are 1 in every category of outfielder, infielder, and catcher. Catcher is Zach Morgan, infielder Matt Otino, the shortstop, and the outfielder E.J. Andrews, all 3 playing in the ballgame today. The 0-1 pitch here with 1 out. The delivery off the plate, ball 1. Fresno State, the Bulldogs, and right now the designated hitting Bulldog, Zach Morgan, looking for a base hit. He's got a double play that is currently available for the Chinooks at their disposal if they can get it to end this inning. Deep breath from ground ball to third base, fielded by Joe Brazil. Throw to second, the throw to first, double play will end the inning. Great job by Brazil to throw it over to Dylan Garner on the back end of Freeman, and the double play ends the inning. First double play of the ball game. It's 4-0 as the Pilots will pick up a run on the Matt Otino RBI single to center field to bring in Dalen Colligdon for his second run of the ball game. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. We'll be back in just a moment. Fullerton to lead off here in the 7th inning. Chinooks give up a run last inning. It's 4-0. They need to get some offense going. First pitch, changeup. Long changeup by Kerfman, who came in relief for Troy Melton. Melton basically perfect. Only gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts in the inning. Captain Fair, it'll be picked up by Kerfman. He'll set his feet and throw to first. Out number 1, Made, brings up Brandon Cody next, who struck out twice today. Chinooks just haven't been able to explode offensively as we have been accustomed to seeing them do. Brandon Cody, Daniel Freeman, the next 2 batters. Cody with a lot of power behind his swing. Can he connect with one? First pitch hit hard into right field, and he will. That'll be a base hit for Brandon Cody, and the Chinooks' 3rd hit of the night. For Cody, that is his 12th hit this season in 49 at-bats. Brings up Daniel Freeman. Freeman, 2 groundouts to shortstop today. First pitch to Cody. He just poked it to right field, out of reach of Malcolm Tipler. And curveball's first pitch to Freeman, strike 1. Pilots are trying to move to 6-4. They're a game above 500. Pick off Brandon Cody standing up on first to bring in a run here. Curveball inside, doesn't break. 1-1 count. Bucks got shut out against the Pilots last night, 6-0 win. Next pitch. Upstairs, 2-1 count from Kerfman. Cody, in his junior year at Northern State University, 6'2", 180, and a native of Chugiak, not playing with the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, though. Instead, with the Glacier Pilots of Anchorage. Smashed on the third base line, and they're keeping head coach for the Chinooks, John Groth, in his 8th year down here in Alaska, on his toes. He has the duck out of the way of that one, and Daniel Freeman will have to battle with 2 strikes against him. Smashed on the third base line, and he's slowly bringing it back closer to fair and moving it to the right side of the field. This one foul again, all the way down to the bullpen. Hung a curveball that was just pulled foul from Daniel Freeman. He'd like to loop one down that line, see if Brandon Cody's speed can come in to score. The 2-2 pitch went out. Mendez setting up away. And off the end of the bat, shallow right field, and the right fielder underneath it, Garrett Spain, makes the grab. Cody retreats back to first base. Joe Brazil up next. So 2 outs in the inning. 1 out single for Cody is still remaining at first base. Mendocino College, Joe Brazil. His first pitch here. Poked foul. It was definitely probably half a foot off the plate, but Brazil swinging all the way. Walk in his last at bat, and he's 0 for 1 with the ground out to third base back in the 3rd. Joe out of Potter Valley, California. The 0-1 pitch. Low and away, good block by Mendez. Brazil, a 5'11", 200 sophomore at Mendocino College. Kerfman will come set. Cody still at first. Takes off for second. In the dirt, and that'll be a stolen base as it was a 54-footer. And Mendez actually almost caught it and threw him out. Tried to throw him out at second base, but Brandon Cody puts himself in scoring position with the stolen base. That is Brandon's first stolen base this season. 2-1 pitch, 2 outs. Can Brazil pick up a RBI base hit? Inside, ball 3. Good arms in the outfield, all playing relatively in. Ball just not carrying much today, unless you yank it down the third base line. Did see J. Paul Fullerton, the catcher for the Chinooks, double to right center. And that's ball four. So back-to-back innings, or excuse me, back-to-back at-bats for Brazil turn out to be walks. And D'Amelio will come up next. Flew out to left field back in the fifth, and it ended the inning. Can D'Amelio pick up a big at bat here with runners in scoring position, first and second, a walk and a single in the inning? D'Amelio looking for his first hit, now making his third at bat of the season. He'll take strike one, enter third. Brandon Cody out at second base, pretty big lead on the secondary there. Doesn't want to make the third out, trying to run over to third base with Mendez's arm. Brazil standing at first base a few feet off the bag. Kerfman with the 1-0-1 advantage to D'Amelio. And he'll step off. Cody a big lead at second. Got Kerfman thinking, and he wanted to step off, reset. Malcolm Tipler not working him very much at second base. Staying close to the bag, but has not hopped in and out by any means. Takes a couple hard steps and will retreat back to position. Off the plate, low, 1-1 count to D'Amelio. Well, you want to try and get D'Amelio on here if he can bring in a run, maybe bring up Dylan Gardner, get him going offensively. Oklahoma State Cowboy. Chop third base side foul. So 1-2 count. D'Amelio will have to battle here. D'Amelio just finished up his freshman year. Will be a sophomore in the fall at Pomona Pitzer Colleges. Hillsborough, California native. Says he's 6'1", but he's almost 6'1". That's what he told me yesterday. So might as well just put that on paper. Hit up the middle. It's a base hit. Brandon Cody on the move. He's going to come around, and he will score as that's thrown in, and an RBI single for Jack D'Amelio, just plating it up the middle. 4-1 the ball game. Brings around Dylan Gardner, who will look for his first hit, now making his fourth at bat. So the Chinooks do get a run on the board. Second hit of the inning. And D'Amelio, 333 hitter now. First pitch to Dylan Gardner. Gardner with some power could, in his fourth at bat as a Chinook, could he put one over the right field fence and make it a 4-4 ball game? That would be something. I'll take a double down the right field line, though, and bring the Chinooks within one. Ground ball hit hard to Malcolm Tipler. Fields it, the throw to first, so the Chinooks will strand two, but they get a run across on Jack D'Amelio's single up the middle that have brought in Brandon Cody for the first run for the Chinooks. It's 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the seventh inning. And we'll let you know if there's a call to the bullpens, as there's a right-hander warming. But right now, the Chinooks send their defense back out to face off against Alex Baeza, who will lead off the bottom of the inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. We're in the bottom of the seventh inning. Chinooks get a run in the last inning. Jack D'Amelio picking up his first hit. It's an RBI single to bring in Brandon Cody. Off the end of the bat, shallow center. Jess Davis a few hard steps in center field and will make the catch. One pitch, one out. Alex Baeza will pop out to center, go down for a third time today. And Zach Siegel 1 for 2 with a double back in the second. Flew out to center in the fourth and now making his third at bat of the day. Siegel, a right-handed hitter, and now will take strike one to the lefty Sundine. First pitch off speed. Siegel out of La Jolla, California. Pops it up on the infield. And that'll be an out on just fair. Fly out to J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate. Siegel hadn't even moved to go to first base. But the second out made. E.J. Andrews, left fielder, comes up next. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to center field in the fifth. E.J. out of Fresno State. Part of the Bulldogs there. Off-speed slider just does not fall in the back door. A little low. Came in the doggy door. And if the front door had a doggy door there, it comes in just a little too low as well. Inside corner. 2-0 count, 2 outs. And that is strike one. Worked in the slider this time a little higher. Right through the mail slot of those old doors. I don't know how many people listening right now actually have any idea what I'm talking about. But, you know, when you see those movies about the mail spot and the mail just comes flooding in right below the door handle, that's where we were aiming with the strike zone there. A 2-2 count, 2 outs. Sundine looking for an inning-ending strikeout. He will get it as it's blocked up by Fullerton. Steps up outside. And the throw to Freeman for the third out. Good job by Sundine. He's pitched 7 straight. And he picks up right there his 6th strikeout now to end the inning. When we come back, it's Jess Davis, Hayden Keller, Ethan English, the 2-3-4 hitters. Can they get things going, add a few more runs? With 2 innings left, 6 outs for the Chinooks to try and get 3 runs. It's 4-1 when we come back. Jess Davis will lead off the 8th inning. Chinooks down by 3. It's 4-1. Got a run last inning. Jack D'Amelio in his 3rd at bat as a Chinook, singling up the middle to plate Brandon Cody, and Davis will look to start things off here. Bunt shown, pulled back, strike one on the corner. Jordan Brandenburg relieving Daniel Mendez here in the 8th inning behind the plate. He'll lead off the next inning offensively. Kerfman, the strike to start off the at-bat as Brandenburg slides in, and it's poked to shallow left field. Coming in, E.J. Andrews a few steps, makes out number 1. So Davis now 1 for 3. Hayden Keller up next, looking for a single or a base hit in this ball game. He has reached once with the walk back in the 4th. English on deck 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. Ball 1 way up. Brandenburg setting up outside. Fastball thrown inside and low. 2-0 count to Hayden Keller. He'll look for one pitch, maybe inner third, his sweet spot. Try and drive one to right field for extra bases. Instead, it's just off the plate. That pitch been called pretty consistently tonight for many times against the Chinooks, but first time it's called a ball there. 3-0 pitch from Kerfman. Will it be ball 4? And it will. It's upstairs. 4-pitch walk will send Hayden Keller trotting down to first base. And the tying run will be on deck with Fullerton. Can Ethan English reach for the first time today? Bullpen now moving around for the Glacier Pilots as English looks for a base hit. Way out in front, change up first pitch. And he's done that 3 times today. Ethan needs to step out, reset. You got to know with that pitch today that the changeup has been some type of off-speed has led off to him all 3 times, but he'll grip to first base with a hit by pitch. And that'll bring up J. Paul Fullerton. Fullerton, an opportunity to tie the ball game if he puts one out. Does not have a home run this season, but definitely the power to do so. Just looking for a base hit as Brandon Cody singled in his last at-bat back in the 7th. He's on deck. We'll pause here for a moment, meeting on the mound with Kerfman. Meeting adjourned. J. Paul Fullerton will be up. Fullerton a double in the 2nd and is 1 for 3 today as he flew out to center field in the 4th and grounded out to the pitcher back in the 7th. Just mishit one. He's got a lot of room down the right field line if he wants to pull one down there. Ethan English just reached first base, moved up Hayden Keller on his 5th hit by pitch, team leading. First pitch to Fullerton, low and inside, ball 1. Brandenburg tried to frame it at the shoelaces, but home plate umpire all over it did not call it a strike. Kerfman still working here. Big pitch coming to Fullerton. Can he plate in an extra run? In the dirt, good block by Brandenburg. Drops down to his knees. Keep it in front. 2-0 pitch. Will ensue. 1 out in the inning. English at first. Hayden Keller at second. Tying run at the plate in the left-hander, J. Paul Fullerton. Missing low. 3-0 count. Again, Cody on deck. Had the single and 2 strikeouts today. You'd like to see him come to the plate with the bases loaded. No one warming up in the bullpen currently for the team, and that's upstairs. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk to load the bases, and the tying run now at first base. So Brandon Cody comes up next, the right fielder for the Chinooks. And they're trying to speed up the process for the Glacier Pilots bullpen. Large right-hander tossing. That is Hunter Rigsby. And that's going to squeak away. They're going to bring in Hayden Keller, and he will not dive in as he stands up. 4-2 ball game, the tying run. J. Paul Fullerton at second base, and Brandon Cody a big at bat here. Base hit might bring in Fullerton and English, tie this ball game. As Hayden Keller comes around to score. 2 walks in the inning, 1 hit by pitch. All 3 last at bats. Off the end of the bat to right center field. It's going back. If it's caught, it will save it, but instead it lands. They're going to wave around J. Paul Fullerton. It's going to be a close play at the plate. He lunges and safely sliding in. We got a tie ball game on the bases clearing double by Brandon Cody. And boy, here at Mulcahy Stadium, he's been on fire. He's got a double in both games he's played here and a home run and a single. So now it's a 4-4 ball game, and Daniel Freeman, the right-hander, up next. Unfortunately for the Pilots, there is no way Troy Melton will pick up the win today. Brandon Cody with the 2 there, and the throw down to third base, sliding in safely, Brandon Cody, and now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. Ball 1 thrown to Daniel Freeman. Can Freeman pick a RBI up and put the Chinooks ahead going into the bottom of the 8th? One-0 pitch. Smash to left field. E.J. Andrews goes back, and that should bring in Cody, as it will on the RBI sac fly from Freeman. It's a 5-4 ball game, and the Chinooks are leading. Big inning for the Chinooks. 4 runs here in the 8th. Brings up Joe Brazil. He'd like to restart things, and now with 2 outs in the inning, the sac fly from Daniel Freeman. Bringing in Brandon Cody. Pop up to center. Should end the inning, but it will, as it's caught by Dalen Colligdon. 4 runs in the inning. Chinooks lead for the first time today. It's 5-4. As we may see Sundine come back out with the defense. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball here on YouTube.com. Chinooks get 4 runs in the top half of the inning. They lead 5-4, and the right-hander Brandenburg steps in, chips one foul to the third base side. Picked up by the third base coach, tosses it back to Chris Beck, the pitching coach for the Chinooks, who was walking by. Sundine still back out on the mound, now entering into his 8th inning of pitching. The windup and the pitch. Ball 1 off the plate. Can Sundine go the whole game here? And the slider missing off the plate. A 2-1 count. It was Brandon Cody's big 2-run RBI double to right center that tied the ball game. He was brought in on the sac fly from Freeman. Smash down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases, if anything, and it's going to bounce off the front of the wall. Throw is into second base, and they'll hold him up at first. What a job by Hayden Keller to get it in. And so Brandenburg comes in, the single off the wall. Keller playing it perfectly, and so they'll have to hold Brandenburg at first base. Leadoff double, lefty on lefty matchup with Malcolm Tipler. Try to reach via the bunt in the first. Will he be bunting here to try and move the runner to second, the potential tying run to the plate? Delivery here, not swinging, or excuse me, not bunting either. He definitely didn't swing, but strike one, lower third. Double play in order. Chinooks have turned one already today. Malcolm Tipler runs well. It would have to be hit hard. Sundine's delivery. Ground ball. That's going to reach right field, and it'll be picked up by Cody on the out in front single. And you felt like it was going to happen as Dylan Gardner was trying to play in double play depth, and back-to-back singles here bring up Kaligden. First hit for Malcolm Tipler today. Tying run out at second base. Now's where you likely see Dalen Kaligden try and lay down a bunt. Move up runners to second and third. 7 hits for the Pilots, 5 for the Nooks. Bunt shown. Bunted directly back. They'll have to pick it up, throw to first, Sundine, and he'll get him out. Good job by Dylan Gardner covering. Good sack bunt, and Sundine thought about trying to throw him out to third. But good job by Kaligden on the sack bunt. Moves up guys. Garrett Spain up next. He's 1 for 3 today. Strikeout looking in the third. A single in the first, and the infield will come in here. Malcolm Tipler moves up to second. A go-ahead run. Lefty on lefty matchup with Garrett Spain. First pitch. That's going to hit Spain, load the bases. And the double play will come in order. Matt Otino had the RBI single up the middle. That made it that 4th run back in the 6th. And that's the first pitch we've seen actually just get away from Sundine on the hit by pitch. Big at bat now for Garrett Spain. Chinooks lead by 1 still, but bases are loaded. 2 singles, a hit by pitch in the inning. All runners on base. Right-hander brewing in the bullpen for the Chinooks. Meeting is adjourned between Fullerton and Sundine. Middle infield goes back. Freeman a step in front of the first base bag on the green turf. And Joe Brazil at third base. Can the Chinooks get an inning-ending double play? Send it to the 9th, still with the 1-run lead. Sundine's first pitch, just off the plate and low. Ball 1. Outfield playing back. Delivery. Low and inside. 2-0 count. Sundine shaking his head there. Knows he missed his pitch. Sundine will step off, repeat, want some more signs, but now Spain will step out. Excuse me, Matt Otino steps out, wants to reset. The 2-0 pitch, a big pitch for Sundine. Poked into right field, base hit. Brandon Cody will pick it up and throw it in quickly. That will tie the ball game on the RBI single from Otino. And now it's a 5-5 ball game. Ground ball double play still in order. Zach Morgan has grounded into the double play back in the 6th. And pitching coach Chris Beck is out. We'll pause here for a moment as Sundine's day is done. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. It's a 5-5 ball game. Well, we are back. Bases loaded for the Pilots. They picked up a run on this RBI single from Otino, who's picked up his second straight RBI single in the 6th and 8th innings. And now it brings up the right-hander Zach Morgan 0 for 3 today, grounded into a inning-ending double play back in the 6th. Can he do it again here to keep the score tied at 5 each, moving into the 9th? And now it begs the question because the first time these two teams played, it went to 14 innings. And the potentiality for that to happen in extra innings is actually possible. Honus Kendrike into pitch, and strike one, enter third. Kendrike, the right-hander, coming out of Biola University. Medford, Oregon native, 6'4", 230 junior. Kendrike, 822 earned run average, an 0-1 count. Next pitch, off speed, missing, low and away. 7 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits given up, 10 runs, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts for Kendrike. 1-2 record. Big swing and a miss. Can Kendrike pick up a big strikeout here? Send it to one more out away from straining the bases loaded, and he'd face Alex Baeza. Big strikeout, hoping for it against Morgan. 0 for 3 today with all ground outs to third base and the ground ball double play to third. Joe Brazil will take it either way. If I'm him, I'm throwing it home. You got to make sure you get an out, and you can't bring in a go-ahead run. Off-speed poked into shallow right field. Jess Davis will get underneath it. He'll get behind it. The throw will be in to third base, and the the go-ahead run comes in. Just left the curveball right down the middle, and it's poked to center. And, it's just interesting. Kendrike's fastball is doing great there, and you go easy with it with the curveball. You're throwing in the lower 90s with your fastball, but you elect to go curveball, and a good at bat by Zach Morgan just pokes it on the RBI sac fly to center field. Now the Chinooks down by a run as it brings in Malcolm Tipler. Hit hard to left center field. Going back, Jess Davis. Layout catch, and Jess Davis will make the catch to strand 2 runners. Full extension layout and give the guy a highlight reel, as that'll start it. But it keeps things 1 run away. The Chinooks trailing 6-5 after giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Kendrike comes in. Zach Sundine ultimately came out. He pitched 7 2/3 innings, 1 hit by pitch. 7 1/3 innings, 1 hit by pitch, 6 strikeouts, 8 hits, 1 walk, and a total of 6 runs given up by Sundine. Chinooks will look to tie things up or send it into extras potentially, or maybe push ahead in the top of the 9th inning. Hunter Rigsby in for the Pilots when we come back. to ninth inning, and the Chinooks have surrendered the lead. It's now 6-5. They gave up 2 after taking the lead with 4 runs in the top of the 8th. They surrendered it in the bottom half of the inning. 6-5 now. Jack D'Amelio, the RBI single in his last at bat for his first hit as a Chinook. Can he pick up a base hit here again to make it 2 for 4 on the day and hit 500 and be the potentially tying run? Strike 1, top of the zone to D'Amelio, coming from Hunter Rigsby, who's in to pitch for Cody Kerfman. Rigsby, the big fella, 6'4", 220 freshman out of the University of Kentucky. Off-speed strike 2, and that looked to be a little low from here. Coach Groth thought it was as well, but he's going to give some encouragement to Jack D'Amelio. Needs to battle at the plate. Put something in play, force action against the defense of the Glacier Pilots. Next pitch. Check swing, did not go around. Just off the plate, 1-2 count. Appeal down the first base side, he did not go. Rigsby steps off, 1-2 count. Awaiting for D'Amelio. The pitch. And missing high. Curveball, late break, didn't come across the zone. A 2-2 count, no outs. D'Amelio trying to be a leadoff. Dylan Gardner on deck, 0 for 4 today. Rigsby has 69 earned run average, 0.69 earned run average, making his 5th appearance. Inside and upstairs, a 3-2 count. Big pitch awaiting for Rigsby and D'Amelio. 13 innings pitched for Hunter. 8 hits given up, 2 runs. 6 walks, only 1 of the 2 runs was earned. 15 strikeouts. 1-0 record, 1 double given up. Catcher sets up inside, payoff pitch with a 3-2 count. Inside, ball 4. So the tying run is on base, and Jack D'Amelio on the 7-pitch walk. And a good job by 6-pitch walk. So D'Amelio likely finishes the day at 1 for 3 with a walk and an RBI at that. Could he come around and score the tying run? It's Dylan Gardner. Big room between first and second. Try and bring in a single. Bunt shown, pulled back, strike 1. On deck, Jess Davis. Hayden Keller will be third up. Your 1-2-3 guys. If you bunt the ball towards first base, you got a chance to beat it out. Hunter Rigsby would have to get off of the mound quickly. Bunt shown again from Gardner. Off the plate, pulled back. 1-1 count, no outs. Third baseman crashing hard. Here's some fun for you. If you bunt the ball over the third baseman's head, you're safe all day, but do you take the chance? No. 1-1 count, no outs. Dylan Gardner likely bunting here. He is showing. Bunts it, lays it down. Rigsby will pick it up, throw to second, and he's out at second base. So Dylan Gardner will trot on down to first base. The bunt directly back to Rigsby. Turns, throws to the shortstop, Matt Otino, and a tough break for the Chinooks. As the very rare 1-6 occurs, and now Gardner with speed down at first, but D'Amelio out at second base brings up Jess Davis. Davis, 1 single, 1 for 4 today. Off the plate, ball 1. Rigsby not pausing there when he came set. If he does it again, you might see a balk called. Dylan Gardner at first with speed. The delivery. Curveball, strike 1. 1-1 count to Jess Davis. Davis just made a phenomenal catch to end the last inning. Strand 2 runners for the Glacier Pilots. And left center robbed a double from Baeza. Would have brought in a few more runs and almost put this game out of reach. Now it's a 1-run ball game, 6-5. Chinooks down to their last 2 outs. Capped foul right through the legs of Jess Davis, center fielder for the Chinooks. Hayden Keller on deck is due for a hit. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 walks, strikeout as well. Fielder's choice where he reached and scored a run. 1-2 pitch. And strike 3 will get Jess Davis looking. Paints the outside corner. And the 16th strikeout for Rigsby this season. Chinooks down to their last strike. First strikeout for Davis today. Hayden Keller, the big bat in his hands. Can he put one over the right field wall with 2 outs here? Put the Chinooks up by a run. Curveball, first pitch, strike 1. Off the plate, fastball. Brandenburg sliding over will make the grab. 1-1 count, 2 outs. On deck, Ethan English, hit by a pitch in the 8th. Hayden Keller would like to hit one down the right field line, tie this ball game if he can bring in the speedy Dylan Gardner at first base. Strike 2, lower third. Coach Groth, a tilt of his head, the head coach for the Chinooks, and now they're down to their final strike. Keller going to have to battle at the plate against Rigsby. The University of Kentucky native. Big pitch coming from Rigsby. Low and in the dirt, and that'll keep Dylan Gardner at first base. Good block from Brandenburg. Two-two pitch. Smash to right field. That's going to be a base hit. They're going to wave around the runner to third. Gardner will head on down to third base. Runners on the corners on the single to bring up Ethan English. Now a pass ball will bring in the run that could tie the ball game. Can Ethan English do it here with a base hit? He's due for one today, as that is the 15th base hit of the season for Keller, the team leading. Dylan Gardner, 90 feet away, is the tying run, down to run 6-5 with 2 outs here in the 9th. Strike 1, enter third. Good pitch by the right-hander Rigsby. Ethan English, 1 hit by pitch today, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And way inside and low. Good job by Brandenburg. The ball gets away from English. Look for Gardner to tie this ball game up at 6 apiece. Keller at first. And capped foul. Chinooks down to their last strike for a second time. A 1-2 pitch, 2 outs. Rigsby resets back out on the mound. The delivery. Upstairs with the curveball. Didn't break. 2-2 count. Good take by English. Got to choke up. Just try and put something in play. Be a tough out. Chinooks looking for a come-from-behind victory. Can they get it here in the top of the 9th? It's 6-5. They trail by a run. Next pitch from Rigsby. Smashed on the third base line, and right on it was English. It'll be a 2-2 count again. Trevor Cho down to retrieve the ball. Chinooks can at least tie it, potentially, with 2 outs and 2-2 count, tying run at third base. Brandenburg setting up outside. The next pitch. Strike 3. English goes down. The Chinooks will strand 2 runners and drop the game for their 5th straight. It's 6-5 as the Chinooks were down 4-0, came back with a run in the seventh, 4 runs in the eighth, took the 5-4 lead, but again, for the second game in a row, just can't finish. 2 runs given up in the bottom of the eighth, 6-5 the victory for the Pilots. Tomorrow night, back at Lee Jordan Field at 7 o'clock, face off against the Pilots again, and then they'll have a day off, play the Oilers for 3 straight games starting on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so, and the bell icon. My name's Josh Salem. We'll see you tomorrow night at Lee Jordan at 7 o'clock.